Are you a single family and thinking about making the move to the Emerald Coast but aren't sure where you should move to? Well, you've clicked on the right video, because today I'm going to be going over what I think are the best places to move to on the Emerald Coast for a single family. Hey everyone, Garrett O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team here at Lead Realty. Thank you for clicking on this video. I surely do appreciate it, as always. Anyway, there are a lot of great places to call home here on the Emerald Coast, which always makes it really difficult to choose where you want to move to. And if you have a family, that always makes that decision just that much harder. Well, hopefully in this video, I can give you some good ideas on where you can start looking if you have a family and want to make that move to the Emerald Coast. So let's jump straight into the video. The first place that I think you should look into is Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Now, Fort Walton Beach is an incredible place to live. I actually lived there for a few years and I absolutely loved it. There are tons of great neighborhoods that you can choose from, and that include places such as Elliott's Point and Ferry Park. Fort Walton Beach in general has a lot of things for parents and kids to do. In general, there's a lot of the activities and events that do take place here on the Emerald Coast will pretty much take place here in Fort Walton or kind of Destin. So regardless, you're never really a far drive from any of the fun things that are going on. What's even better is that the schools are actually really good in this area. Plus, they're never really far from almost anywhere you live here in Fort Walton. Everything's only going to be about a 10-minute drive, maybe at most. There's actually 2 high schools and a bunch of elementary schools that are dotted around, so you're never driving too far or way out of your way on your way to work to drop off the kids if they're that young. Lastly, if you're a military member, you'll be happy to hear that getting to work, whether you're on Eglin or on Hurlburt, is actually a very quick drive. Pretty much no matter where you live in Fort Walton, you're going to be about 15 minutes, which in all things considered is an incredible commute. That's not far. You'll be happy to hear that. You can wake up, late even, and get to work still on time, which is always a great thing. Up next is Niceville. Now, Niceville is arguably one of my favorite places on the Emerald Coast. In my opinion, everything about it is still growing, and that's what makes it kind of exciting because there's so much opportunity there. There are still a bunch of shops, restaurants, and pretty much everything else still being built in Niceville. I think what I like most about Niceville is that it's really going to offer you the best bang for your buck in terms of home size, lot size, and proximity to the beach, as well as to kind of all those activities I talked about earlier. In my opinion, Niceville is very peaceful and quiet. It's going to kind of give you that suburb type lifestyle without being super far out from, like the downtown or kind of the fun that is to be had in other areas. It's got bigger neighborhoods, bigger homes, so you and your kids, you and your family can kind of relax and live a very peaceful lifestyle without being inundated by, tourists, traffic, and all those things kind of associated with living right on the coast. Again, I kind of like to think of Niceville as that suburb that's, outside of the major cities of the US, but you're not nearly as far from the downtown area. In reality, you can actually get to Destin in about 20 minutes if you take the toll bridge that leads into Destin. Even then, you can go to Fort Walton Beach, again, about 20-25 minutes. So you're never that far from getting to where all the fun is to be had. Okay, up next on this list is Navarre, Florida. Now, Navarre is actually about 40 minutes west of Destin, and it's about the same distance to Pensacola, about 40 minutes. So you might be wondering, Garrett, why are you bringing up Navarre if it's so far away from everything? Well, I wanted to include it because Navarre is probably going to be one of the more affordable areas for single families or pretty much anyone in general that might be interested in living on the Emerald Coast. Because it's that extra distance away from, the hub of the tourist industry in Fort Walton Beach and Destin and 38 and all that stuff, you're going to have better prices for homes, maybe slightly bigger and all those things. So there is a benefit to living out there. Plus, you still have all the benefits of living quite literally on the coast. Navarre is right there. You have access to one of the best beaches in all of the Emerald Coast in Navarre Beach. So you won't be, not getting your beach time. You'll be getting your beach fix. You'll get that summer, that classic Emerald Coast lifestyle. So you don't have to worry about that. Plus, what I'd say is probably the biggest benefit to living in Navarre is that it's not nearly as a tourist hub as Destin and Fort Walton Beach, so you won't be really dealing with almost zero tourist industry. Now obviously there is an asterisk next to that. There's always going to be tourists because you're on the Emerald Coast, you're living where people vacation, so you will have to deal with some traffic, some tourist related activities, but in terms of how crazy it is compared to Destin and Fort Walton, Navarre is a walk in the park. But again, Navarre is incredible. Don't make it seem that I'm talking trash about it or anything like that. Navarre is a great place to live. I would say it's kind of like Niceville. It's very peaceful, very quiet. There's plenty of neighborhoods where you have some extra land to kind of let your kids, get out, run around, play, and not have to be super worried about them. Now, on to the next point. If you are a military member and you want to live in Navarre, I would say your best bet in terms of commute times to get to work is if you're going to be working on Hurlburt or potentially at the Navy base in Pensacola. Now to Hurlburt, it's going to take you about maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes to get to work. And then obviously getting to Pensacola, probably around 40 minutes. I'm not exactly sure where the Navy base is, but I would say right around that 45-minute mark. So again, if you're going to be working on Eglin, it's going to take you a bit longer to get there, probably around that 45-minute mark as well. So just be warned, if you are working in Eglin, you're going to have a little bit of a commute in the morning, which means you're going to have to fight traffic just a little bit. But if you are on Hurlburt, it's just this little, hop, skip, and a jump away, really. So again, very close to work if you wanted to live somewhere there you can commute as little as possible. Now, some of you may be wondering, if you're familiar with the Emerald Coast, why I haven't suggested Destin yet. Well, in my opinion, for a family with young kids even, I don't know if Destin's going to be a good fit. Now, I will say I don't have any kids, so I can't be certain about that. But I would say that Destin often gets really crazy, especially during the summer times when everybody and their mother is here. You have tons of tourists that are here driving on 98. Obviously a lot of the bars and restaurants are in downtown Destin, right on the Harbor Walk. So you do have a lot of the craziness that comes with being a tourist-heavy area. So for a young family, I don't know if it's the best fit. In my opinion, I don't know if I'd be comfortable with buying a home here and having my kids kind of run about. But with all that being said, Destin is an incredible place to be. There is a ton, and I mean a ton of things to do here in Destin for both parents and kids. The only thing I will say is that it is kind of expensive right now and it's very competitive. So if you are wanting to find a single family home here in Destin, you will have to kind of reach into your pocketbook just a little bit to get a home, and then be very quick on acting to get that home. So take all those things into consideration if you're looking at Destin to be the place that you want to bring your family and live here on the Emerald Coast. But again, Destin's awesome. It's a lot of fun. You will just be dealing with those tourists and that traffic, but you won't regret it in terms of how much fun you'll have and just being how appreciative on where you live and once you realize it. Well, anyway, everybody, that wraps up today's video. I hope I gave you some good ideas on where you can start your home search. If you have any questions or do want to make that move to the Emerald Coast, go ahead and reach out to us. I'll leave our contact information right here, and you can give us a text, give us a call, or shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to help in any way we can. But as always, my name is Garrett with the O'Leary Brothers team, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.